Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. I hope you all are doing well. This is Brandy, and my channel is Happy, Hippie, and Free if you are new. I am feeling pretty peaceful and just grateful for the things that I have and the people in my life. And these are the days where I like to focus in on the things that I still have remaining in my life and see if I can maybe cut out the excess so I can appreciate what is left. So today I am planning on just going through random parts of my house, just kind of doing an overview, a quick overview, and just kind of taking inventory of the things that I may not have used since the last time I've decluttered and really question those items. Before I even touch any of my stuff, I do like to go through my tips and tricks. There is another video of mine that I have previously done, but I also have another one here. It's in another notebook, and I figured I'd share those with you guys as well, just in case you're coming along on the decluttering process with me. So I am going to be looking down. I just want to warn you, I have stuff written down, so I apologize that I'm not looking at you straight in the eye. That really drives me crazy sometimes. So, alright, so this is a little bit of a longer list, and the first thing I have on this is to use up old items first. I remember when I first started, I had like 3 or 4 deodorants, and I used maybe 2 of them. I had like a aerosol one, and I had just a stick one, and then I had 2 other random ones, and it was just taking up space. So I decided which item did I use all the time? Which item did I use daily? Well, it was the stick one, so I decided to keep it and use it up, and I was not allowed, by my rules, I was not allowed to purchase another deodorant stick until I was rid of the other one. So that is kind of holding me back from impulse purchases. Like when you go to purchase something, you got to ask yourself, do you already have something that can do the same job at home? Like, why are you purchasing this item? It really makes you question things, and you could save a lot of money if you just really take that little bit of extra step and question the things that you're bringing back into your house. So another thing is appreciation for the things that you do have, all the things that serve its purpose. You know, some people don't have the opportunity to have these items that we're just throwing away because it's excess to us. You know, I would not want to trade places with any of those kind of people, but I also appreciate what I have left remaining, and I try to use them and take care of them. And if they don't, then I try to find a way to give my stuff for free. I don't sell it in hopes that somebody else can get use out of that, and it makes their day and they're happy with that item. Another one is find daily space for your mind and connect with your soul. Where do you want to be? This is going to be a different answer for every single person out there. I really had to sit quietly and just kind of do like a self journey over, you know, the course of months before I even like started the minimalism process, because I knew how unhappy I was. I knew something had to change, and everything just kind of fell into play for me to go on this journey. I'm glad I found this, and I couldn't have expected it to change my life as much as it has. So I don't think it's ever a bad idea to do some self-discovery, to spend time with yourself, to treat yourself, to take yourself out on dates, to just check in internally with the being of your body and who you are internally. Like, that is the most important thing to connect with, in my eyes, to kind of take you on the right path of where your life needs to be, and to make you truly happy internally. So the next one is don't punish yourself. Minimalism is not about the number of things. It's about getting rid of excess that doesn't serve a purpose. That is kind of self-explanatory. You know, there's been things that I've gotten rid of that I'm like, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have gotten rid of that. But, you know, it's okay. It's items probably more than likely that could be replaced at a regular store. So if I really find the need to have that item, then I can always go and repurchase it. But knowing that I got rid of it the first time, how important was that item really to me? The next thing is declutteration. Is that a word? Declutter your friends. I have recently gotten rid of Facebook. I don't really have social media. This is the social media that I have and that I pay attention to. This is where I'm my true authentic self, and I don't feel like I have to fake being friends with people or whatever. If I don't find value in their channel, then I click the unsubscribe button. You know, people are meant to come and go out of your life. So if it's not serving a purpose for you at that time, get rid of it. You can always click it back on if you need it. The same thing in real life too. You know, family, friends. Like if you feel like you're just putting in so much more time than they're giving back, and it's like more of a one-sided kind of friendship, then you probably need to either cut back and see how much better you feel, or just really sit down and have a conversation with them honestly about, you know, where you're wanting your life to be, and they need to understand, and they need to accept where you want to be in your journey of life. And if they cannot accept that, then they probably aren't meant to be in your life anymore anyway. Yeah, and then the other thing, don't try to push your lifestyle on someone else. Just because I'm going through this minimalism process, at first I was super excited and I just thought everybody should be on board, and like, why aren't people doing this? And like, just constantly talking about it. And, you know, some people can take offense to that. You know, they may be thinking that you're judging them by the amount of stuff that they have. Let their journey be their journey, and you focus in on your journey and where you're going, because that's enough to handle all on its own. That's kind of like the soul searching thing. Don't worry about what other people want you to be or who you think you need to be. Like, who are you truly? Be honest with yourself, and don't be ashamed of that. Every single person is different, and you know, that makes you more lovable if you're that much more different than society's standards. Like, why do you want to be a clone of somebody else? It's just not. I don't know. Okay, so another thing that I do is I go through my daily routine. I have to go through some kind of routine to make my sanity like there. So in the morning, I wake up, I go to the bathroom, I wash my face. I go downstairs, I get a cup of coffee, I let the dogs out to go to the bathroom, I feed them, I go upstairs, I finish getting ready and getting cleaned up, and then I go wake my son up. Like, this is what I do. I take steps day by day by day and find the patterns. And in those patterns, what items am I actually using to help me, to assist me with those things? Like, for my cup of coffee, I like to use the microwave to use the water, and then I use my cup, you know. So those are things that I find value in because I use them on a daily basis, not knowing sometimes that I'm using those items. So I like to walk myself through my day-to-day life and see and kind of just pick out what items I'm using and really appreciate those things and keep a hold of them, I guess. I don't know. The other thing, so those things that you use often to assist with your mornings especially, put them in an easy to reach spot. Like, don't put them in the back of your closet every time, because if you do that, it's going to be harder to, one, make use of it because you don't want to go in the closet and go all the way to the back to reach for that thing. And secondly, you're probably not going to want to put it away because it's all the way in the back of the closet. If you have a designated spot for that one thing and you know where it's at every morning, that's going to save you so much time. You're going to get in that routine of just using it and picking it up. And if it breaks, you can try to repair it or replace it. Do not expect perfection. This is your life, your minimalism journey. Nobody else can tell you how to live it. It is yours, and don't set yourself up for a failure, basically. Don't compare yourself to others and what they're doing and the items that they're counting. You know, they have 100 items, so you think you need to have 100 items. That's not what this is about. It's not a popularity contest. It's not about who has the least amount of items. It's about the items that you have still that you're finding value in, and that does not take up negative energy, and that you just find value and you use often. You know, you may not be a minimalist in every single area of your life. So just don't expect perfection going into it. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have heard this. Don't keep the someday I might items. You know, there's these pearls that I just recently got rid of that I thought, okay, well, I'll probably wear them to a wedding or a funeral someday, or, you know, I have not even worn that set of pearls, I don't think, even after I purchased it. Like, I don't think I've ever worn them. So I have them, and I'm getting rid of them, and I have found a home for them where I know this person will truly appreciate and wear them. So, yeah, this is another thing. There is no end point. There is no stopping point. This is a lifestyle. This is a way of living. So once you've decluttered once, don't think that you're just done. I mean, yeah, that feels great to declutter, and, you know, if that's what you want, then that's great. But just know that things have a way of kind of sneaking their way in, and you'll find a way to accumulate more if you don't continue to declutter and question your items. And as I say, you're constantly changing. Things that you needed yesterday, you may not need today. Yeah, you can apply minimalism to more than just your items. Kind of like I talked about earlier, getting rid of friends that, you know, you don't find value in, or friends, or, you know, things that just take up negative space internally. You know, it's very important to try to eliminate any negative energy in your life that you have, so you can have that one little step further to being happy. Okay, and don't overcommit yourself. You know, there's a lot of those, you know, type of friends that'll say, you know, we should really hang out. Like, what are you doing this weekend? And you're like, you know, like, just learn to say no and just be honest with those people, and hopefully they'll get the point. Because if you keep making up excuses as to why you don't want to hang out, then that's not really fair to the other person, and it's not fair to you. I mean, you're just going to keep running into the same problem. So you may have to sit down with those friends and just explain, you know, your side of the story, and hopefully they accept it. If they don't, then you kind of know, like, mental note, it's time to kind of move on. All right. Multi-purpose items. I like to have things that serve multi-purpose kind of things. Such as coconut oil. You can use it for cooking, you can use it for beauty stuff, lotion, you know, you can make things with it. That's just one example. Think of how many ways you can use one of your items, and hopefully it serves more than just one purpose. That is exciting when that does, because then usually you can cut out a few other things that you had been, like an avocado peeler or something like that. You can use something else for that. I don't think that's a good explanation, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, and then detach from your items. Know that these are things that can easily leave your life. You know, what if you had a house fire or a tornado or something? Don't get attached to your items. Just don't do it. If they're items, they are things that maybe hold sentimental value, but they're only items. They're there for you to use, not to have a bond with. So, yep, another thing, it's easier, I'm not a clothing style type person, but it's easier for me to kind of keep items that I usually wear on a day-to-day basis. I don't like have ball gowns sitting in my closet right now. I don't go to the ball, but you know, I do have items, shirts that I mix and match and just make sure they all go together. And for that, I picked a color palette. I picked black, gray, dark green, khaki, and white. And there might be like a pop of red or pink in there somewhere. You can pick as many colors as you want. But the more you minimize those colors and the more those colors kind of just go together, the easier it's going to be for you to get dressed in the morning. And that's one less thing that can fill your mental clutter up. You can focus in on something else, like your internal being. Yeah, and then that's the other thing, is keep your favorite items and use them. Actually use them. Don't hold them off for special occasions, because every single day is a special occasion. And I think you should treat it that way. Okay, and if you're first starting out, pick a small space. Don't overwhelm yourself with the largest space in your area. And I would not work on I would work on a drawer or something first. Like a small little like junk drawer. Those are good ones because you don't really hold attachment for those things. Those are the things that you reach for when you're in need of something. And that's what that's for. Some people call it a junk drawer. Some people call it a utility drawer. I know that we've kept batteries and scissors and matches and just miscellaneous stuff in this drawer, and it constantly accumulates more and more stuff. So it's easy to kind of just detach away from those things. And more than likely, you can purchase those things at a store if you need to replace them. Yeah, and be careful about the impulse of something. Like, don't talk yourself into like, I need this item, I think it'd be really good for that. And I try to allow myself a full 24 hours, or I'll make a list of all the things that I need or want. And if that kind of instinct, like that impulse, goes away within that first 24 hours, I mark it off my list. And it's really important to just not try to just basically retrain your brain to not impulse purchase. I don't know how many times, I'm on this no spend challenge right now, and it is so hard. Like you start to realize how many times you flinch to want to go buy something, or you justify things in your mind and basically lie to yourself in order to make the purchase of items. Stop doing that. Be truthful to yourself. You're not on anybody's side but your own. And let's see. Take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically. This stuff will kind of go hand in hand with the minimalism process. You'll have more time to focus on this stuff. Just one thing at a time. Pick one thing and just focus on it. You know, if you want to go out and a walk in nature and just kind of clear your mind, you're taking care of mental and physical right there. There's two that you're taking care of. And I think it's great to just create some time in your day just for yourself, not for anybody else, and just to do whatever you want. Sit and quiet. Don't rely on anything digital to fog your brain up at that time. Like, spend time with yourself. And then another thing I wish I would have done is take before and after pictures. Part of the reason why I'm doing this journey on here is to see how far I've come. I wish I would have started taking pictures of the very first time I wanted to declutter. I did not. Therefore, like, it's kind of hard to remember all of the things that I've gotten rid of. I know it's been a lot, but I wish I could see the progress I've made so far so I could feel more of an accomplishment. So if you're just starting out, maybe take a picture before and just kind of keep taking pictures of your progress as you go. And if you're feeling unmotivated one day, just start going through those pictures, and you'll see how much of a difference you made in your own life. Another thing, hard to do, have a talk with your family, friends, especially around Christmas time or birthdays or anniversaries. Have a talk with them before that awkward moment gets there, and let them know that, you know, if they must get you a gift, let it be an experience, you know, or for them to spend time with you. Time is like the most precious gift that anybody can give, and I think that if they're willing to give up their time and spend it with you, I mean, that's less time that they have to focus in on other things. So I think time is a very, very valuable gift. It's important to stay in the moment of things, which is very hard for me, but it's very important to not think about the past and not fear for the future. It's always good to kind of plan things, but don't plan so excessively that you're not enjoying this moment that you're in right now. And another thing is allow yourself enough time. Don't push yourself to declutter a whole room like 15 minutes before you've got to go to work. Like, that's just not fair to you. That'll send you into a panic mode right there. So that's all I've got for today, you guys. I know that this was a little bit longer. I'll try to edit it, and yeah, I appreciate you watching. Welcome to my channel. If you'd like to stay around, I would be happy to do that. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know, or anything that I missed that you may think of, please put those down below, so if anybody reads those, they can maybe add that to their list as well. I think that's all I've got today, guys. I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a great, 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 great day, and I will see you next time.